Jewels is your number one Ghana girl, JuujuGH, bringing you awesomeness straight from Ghana. Yeah, take it. This shirt. Oh, by the way, this is my father's shirt. So today is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all fathers, live and dead, because mine is in a coffin in Central Region right now. R.I.P. Dad. Before I continue with the video, please subscribe. The new subscribers, welcome. I hope that I'm giving you what you want. So let's get on with it. Oh, this lafa. Yo! First of all, I just want to point out how sad it makes me when I'm talking about how awesome my dad was and other women can't relate. Like, they can't contribute any... It's not necessarily contribute, but like, more like they can't relate to what I'm saying because they didn't have fathers who were present in their life, so was there for them. When the other people are talking about the black people, other people, I don't want to say white people, when the white people are trying to stereotype black people, they use the absence of a father figure in their life as a selling point, as a yardstick to measure, like, oh, black people are like that, black people don't have father figures in their lives. The upcoming fathers, the existing fathers, any father watching this video, we should do better for our girl child, not just our girl child, all our children. On that note, let me continue. So I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to compile a couple of story time happy moments I had with my dad. If you also have happy memories or interesting, funny, embarrassing stories about your dad that you would like to share, you can share it in the comments below and let us relate to each other. Let's do this. Okay, so first story. I mentioned in my previous video, you can check it here, my get to know me tag. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. I mentioned a couple of times with my dad in that video. Warnings, maybe some of these stories will make me so sad that I might break down and cry, and that shouldn't make you uncomfortable. That should just tell you how much my dad meant to me. So don't worry when I cry. I'm fine. It's normal. I remember when I was a kid, I'm the last born, so people would pick on me. The age difference between me and my brother before me is 6 whole years. So I was really young. When my friends were my teddy bears and my dolls, and this indoor garden we had an indoor garden. The leaves and the flowers in that garden were my friends. That's how lonely I was. My brothers and sisters would piss me off, and anytime, I don't know why, I got angry very easily when I was a kid. And anytime I would get angry, my dad will carry me, put me in his very large Benz. I will never forget that green Mercedes Benz. Maybe that's why my favorite color is green. Anyway, and then he would take me to this restaurant called Hollywood. Yo, you must be a certain age to know Hollywood. It was at Medina Zongo Junction, where Peter Pan is right now in Medina. That's where the place called Hollywood was, and there was a restaurant there. He will take me there and spoil me silly. If he doesn't take me to Hollywood is like extreme, like I'm really angry, but if it's just minor anger, he'll take me to Red Lobster, or hell, send my brother to go and buy me food from Red Lobster, fried rice. And the drink that goes with it was malt. That's why I like malt so much. In the history of my relationship with my dad, he has never raised his hand on me, but on this particular day, I threw a stone at my brother and my father saw it. So he just carried me, put me on his lap, and he gave me my first ever spanking. I think I was 5 or 6. I don't remember the actual age. I remember it so well because it is the first and last time that my father ever beat me as a kid. And even after that, he was like, after you finish crying, come to me and let me tell you why I beat you. So when I finished crying, I went to knock on his door and I said, Dad, I'm done crying. And then he was like, I hit you because you threw a stone at your brother. You don't throw stones at people. I learned my lesson there, and I never wanted my dad to hit me, so I never threw anything at anyone ever again. And my dad apologized to me for hitting me. Can you imagine? He apologized to me. How many of you with your very African parents can say that they apologized to you after beating you, whether they were right or whether they were wrong? They beat you and then they told you why they beat you. Like, comment below. And I remember on my 5th birthday, he bought this Sony TV, but it's not about the TV. My 5th birthday was like the grandest party I've ever had in my life. I'm yet to have a grand party like that ever thrown in my name. So on that day, so many people came. Everybody in the neighborhood came. My mother had all her rich friends bring their children. Like, it was a big party. And somewhere around 4 or 5, when people were starting to leave, the party was still even going on, because now it was time for the adults party, like later in the evening. That was my mother and her friends, and they're chilling, like the beer, everything was about to go down. The after party after the party, that was about to go down. And I went to my dad. I was almost in tears, and he was like, yo, what's up? Why are you crying? And I was like, the party is about to end. Everybody is gonna go. This day is going to be over. I was so worried about the day being over because it was so good. Like, I spent half of the day worrying about the day ending instead of enjoying the day. And my dad just told me that, you should enjoy the moment, enjoy the now. You have all this, your friends are here, there's cake, there's food, there's drinks. What are you worried about? Go out, enjoy your party. It's your day, it's your birthday. Yes, everything starts and everything ends, but what happens in between the start and the end is what matters. So go and freaking enjoy your birthday party. I wiped my tears. And I had a blast on my 5th birthday. My 5th birthday was like my last grandest birthday. 6th, 7th, 8th, the rest. And then another story was when I got my period. Oh my god, the first day I got my period, it was one early school day morning like that. I was in class 6 or 6th grade. He always wakes me up at 5. Child, there's this Nokia ringtone, and if I hear it today, I'll get flashbacks. Like, it was very traumatic because if I hear the sound of that alarm at 5, I always had to wake up. Even if I don't wake up, my snooze time was 30 minutes. If I don't wake up at 5, my father will wake me up at 5:30 to go and bath and get ready for school and all that. So this day I woke up at the 5 to go and pee, and when I checked my panties, my period was in for the first time, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. So I called my dad and I told him that there's blood in my panties. I don't know what to do. And he said, we had learned about periods, but I wanted to be sure. Like, I couldn't believe it that it had come this early, because they said the periods come like at 12 or 14, or when you're older. But I had it at 10. Like, I was barely 10, He was like, yeah, at some way, say a from mommy. Like, in this situation, you have to call your mother. And I was like, no, that woman. Don't get me wrong, my mother wasn't a terrible person. She was just a strict parent. Like, if there was a good cop, bad cop, my mother was the bad cop, my dad was the good cop. You get the picture. And I was like, I don't want her to beat me. And he's like, why would your mother beat you for having your period? I'm calling her in. And yeah, so that's what he did. My mother was actually very calm about it. She bought me an egg and called everybody in my family to tell them I had my period. Why do African mothers, I don't know if it's all African mothers, but why do Ghanaian mothers do that? Why do you have to call all the Busiofo and tell them that, me bana your bow, me bana we niyo, me bana we bro, like who that? Like, that's so embarrassing, and I had to hear it. It was so sweet of him to, get all, like, he admitted that he didn't know what to do, and I think we should call your mother, and he admitted when he needed help. He doesn't do that often, so I appreciated that, and he had to bring in bad cop to, handle the situation, which he did. So, which parents did you tell first when you had your period? Please comment below, ladies. And when I lost my virginity, guess who I told? Of course, my dad. And so I told him, I was like, Dad, I'm no more a virgin. He just looked at me like, okay. And I'm like, okay, like, aren't you going to get angry? Aren't you going to chide me and advise me and do other things that parents are supposed to do? Scare some God into me. Like, I'm a teenager and I just had sex. Like, tell me something that will scare me. He was like, to be honest, I thought you lost your virginity a long time ago. Lucky for me, my first sexual experience wasn't traumatic. I wasn't even present for it. I'm not going to go into the details of that. No. When I told my dad about it, he was like, I thought you actually lost your virginity, but it turns out it wasn't. So he was like, I was like, aren't you going to? And he said, no. Why should I? I'm sorry. Why should I make you feel bad for having breaking your virginity. And I was like, okay, don't you have anything to tell me? Well, all I'm going to tell you is I can't stop you from having sex. I mean, I don't follow you wherever you go outside. All I can say is don't make sex a habit, you know. This is getting too much into sex. Let me go to the next story. But yeah, my dad was pretty cool about it, and I can't imagine how it would have gone down if I told my mother about it. There was this time in college, or when I was in NAFT, I got myself into some deep trouble. I did not know how I was going to get out of that trouble. My best friend Charlotte will attest to this. And I told my dad about it. And my dad was on it like, that man has really helped me. My dad called my brother made a few phone calls. It was just a matter of phone calls, and it was just a matter of days, and I was out of this situation. If my dad didn't create an environment for me to be able to come to him and talk about this, I don't think I wouldn't have known what to do in that. Like, it was some deep shit. I can't tell you about it, but someday I will, but I really can't. And now let me go to the advices that my dad also gave me when growing up. I had really bad anger issues. Like, I think my latest encounter with anger was when I hit a girl because she told me I couldn't do something, and it really pissed me off. It was messed up, okay? My father has indirectly been giving me anger management lessons, and he told me that anytime I go to school and I would get angry and all that, I should come home and pour my anger out on him. I shouldn't lash out at anyone. I should think twice. I should just hold it in, come home, and lash out at him. And usually by the time I'll come home, it would have subsided. So indirectly, he was just telling me to keep it. Like, he was just telling me to calm down and think, just breathe. Because in our family, in the Afran family, we have anger issues, and it's actually true. I mean, I don't get angry very easily, but when I do, it's terrible. It's getting dark outside. He would tell me all these stories about when he was a kid, and he would get angry, and then I'd be like, wow, my dad was a beast. Like, you don't want to touch him when he's angry, okay? Like, this anger I'm feeling is BS, it's child's play, like it's not even necessary. And then it would just go away. My dad did that. When I was a kid, I used to be very slow. I was slow to get things in class. I was slow to do things. I was a perfectionist, I guess. I'm a Virgo. Hey, everybody called me slow in my class, especially my class 2 teacher. And my mother, oh my god, I was too slow for everyone. Like, anytime I ask my dad, like, why am I so slow? And then he'll tell me that, darling, you might be slow, but you are slow but sure. I'm slow, but I'm sure. Like, I'm so slow, but I'm sure. Those words became my superpower, okay? Ever since, I wasn't in a hurry to be like everybody else. I did whatever I had to do at my own pace, and slowly but surely, I got whatever I had to do right. You get what I'm saying? This Lafa is so terrible. Thank you. That thing that he told me really helped me understand that being slow was my superpower, and I used it to my advantage, yo. It's about to rain. I have to finish this video before it starts raining. And the best love advice that he gave me was that it's better to be loved than to love. He knew that I had a clean soul, I had a good spirit. He knew that I wasn't going to hurt the man. He can't be sure that the man is not going to hurt me. So it's better to be loved than to love. Because when I love you, I know I'm going to treat you right. I know I'm going to give you the word. I know I'm going to do everything in my power to make you happy. But I can't say the same for the other person, you know. And oh my god, my dad was so against me playing the guitar. Hey Fernando, when you saw me play, I got to a time I was really obsessed with learning the guitar. Anytime he would see me play it, he would be like, yo, don't play that. And it was funny because my father knew how to play every instrument in the book. Even if he didn't know, he could learn it in under a day if once he gets a hold of the instrument. So I was really surprised when he was against me learning how to play the guitar, and his reason was like, people who play the guitar are drunkards, and that is like an olden days mentality. Hello, why do you think it's called palm wine high life? They drink the palm wine, they get their guitar, and they make their music under the influence of palm wine. palm wine high life. Actually, the trouble I had learned, but eventually when he got really old and I was playing the guitar, I would play one song that he taught me, my grandfather's clock. I would play it for him, and Redemption song. Anytime I played that for him, he really liked it. I usually listen to my father in every situation because in my head, my father was like so right about everything. But when it came to the guitar, I was like, no, Dad. No, I'm not going to not play the guitar because you say so. So lucky for me, I was in school. I wasn't living at home then, so it was easier for me to learn in school. I just didn't have to play it when I came home. Also, when I was a grown ass adult and he was in his last days, the Alzheimer's had, amnesia, Alzheimer's had gotten like really bad. There are two different things, by the way. And I was ready to go to work, so I went to tell him that, hey, Dad, I'm going to work. Oh, okay. When you go to school, study hard. And I was like, oh, Dad, I'm done with school. I had the graduation last week. And he looked at me and he started crying. Okay. Anytime he would remember something, it made him cry a lot. No, I just had to sit him down and explain to him that I was done with school. It was tough. Like that was when I knew that the Alzheimer's had really like gotten deep. So it's hard losing your dad. If you would want me to make a video on how I dealt with the loss of my dad, I'm still dealing with it, by the way. About how I dealt with the loss of my dad, please leave it in the comments below. It would really mean a lot to me if I was able to help anyone out there going through what I went through. And so yeah, I'm not gonna cry. No, these were just a few of the things that have stuck in my head. There are so many more, but these are a few of the things that have stuck in my head. Happy memories with my dad. If you women or even men, especially men, if you have stories, special stories about experiences with your dad, please leave them in the comments below and let's reminisce about our dads, because dads are awesome. Okay, dear men, if you're not ready to have kids, don't have kids. Don't nut in a woman if you're not ready to have kids and tell her to take a morning after pill. You know, that shit messes up our periods, okay? And if you have a daughter, I just want you to know that the relationship between a girl and her father is priceless. Teach your daughter to love herself. Teach her to be strong. Teach her to protect herself. Teach her to be independent. Raise her in love. Love her when she's good. Love her when she's bad. Love her when she's happy. Love her when she's sad. Rhyme. You are the first example that she will ever have of how a man should treat a woman. And she will see that in the way you treat your wife or even your girlfriend or whichever woman that she sees you associating with. But like, if you are with the woman that you had your baby with, like, keep that same energy of love and care around your daughter. Like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable around your daughter or your children in general. Especially Ghanaian fathers, African fathers always have this symbol of they always have to be this strong men all the time. Like, no, we are human beings. We break down sometimes. Don't be afraid to break down in front of your children, because sometimes, as much as you are there for them, sometimes they want to be there for you. If your dad is still alive, please call him and wish him a happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. For us that our fathers are not here, if your father were alive today, what would you want to say to him? Please leave that in the comments below. If my father was alive, I would tell him that I miss him and I love him to bits still, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me as a girl child growing up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share this video with everyone out there because it's Father's Day. Like, subscribe, and check the notification bell so that you get a notification whenever I post a video. Oh my god, I did not spread positive vibes only. Happy Father's Day once again. Juju, I'm out.